there, welcome to the cottage. I'm Joey the Veiled Cottage Witch, and today we're going to talk about one of the most intoxicating smells ever. And if you ever grew up near this plant, I bet you tasted it as well. I'm talking about the honeysuckle. I can close my eyes and go back to the house I grew up in and not only smell what those honeysuckles smelled like, but I can taste the sweet nectar. I stole so many honeysuckle flowers just to taste the sweet nectar on my tongue. Oh my gosh, my mother had the most beautiful bush of honeysuckles. They were yellow and white, and in my mind there was a million honeysuckle blossoms, and I just picked them and sucked the nectars out of them, and just one by one. I was a sweet tooth. We know this. And oh my gosh, the bouquet alone was so sweet, but when you put it in your mouth, mwah, chef's kiss. I couldn't get enough. I could not get enough. So what can I say about honeysuckle that has not been said? They're amazing. They're amazing. So today we're going to talk about the folklore behind it. We're going to talk about the folk medicine. We're going to talk about some modern uses, and we're going to talk about some magical uses. So stick around. I hope you learned something new. The folk names, they're always a good way to start. So we've got woodbine, goat's leaf, sweet breath of spring, honeybind, fairy trumpets, that's my favorite, and evening pride. Now the origin of this name is exactly what I was talking about in the introduction. It comes from the plant's sweet nectar that can be sucked from its flowers. So right here is a close-up, and you can see that little bud that holds that nectar in that. So it's been long associated with love and good fortune, and of course it would be. We talk about sucking the nectar out of life, and that's exactly where that phrase came from. Now in Scotland, the plant appears in wedding ceremonies and represents the love that clings without harming anyone. Isn't that beautiful? The vines were hung on barns to prevent cattle from being bewitched. That's hilarious to me. But here's some vining to look at. And in European lore, a honeysuckle blossoming near your home foretells a wedding within 1 year, and flowers were brought into the home to ensure that the marriage would be a happy one. Look at this beautiful vining honeysuckle. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, the Victorians believed that growing honeysuckle near the home or in an arch over the front door would attract love, luck, and wealth. That sweet nectar out of life we were talking about. It was also believed that this plant would protect the house and garden from negative spirits. Look at this beautiful pink vining honeysuckle. Isn't that gorgeous? Now the flowers represent prosperity, of course, and money would follow when they were brought into the home. Nectar outside, sweet nectar inside, right? Now this belief dates back to the medieval period and is still practiced in rural East Anglia. That was a tongue twister there. Now, it has long been considered a symbol of fidelity, and in Victorian times, young girls were banned from bringing honeysuckle into the house because it was believed the strong smell, I can smell this picture, I can smell it, would make them have suggestive dreams. I don't get it, but okay. Now, in Greek mythology, this is a good one. Daphnis and Chloe were lovers, but they could only be together when honeysuckle was blooming, and they lived far apart. However, besotted, Daphnis went to the god of love to ask if honeysuckle could be made to flower for longer, so he and his love would enjoy more and more time together. This explains why honeysuckle blooms continuously during times of warm weather. It keeps blossoming and blossoming, and look at this. This is beautiful. So that's why it doesn't just bloom once. It keeps blooming, it keeps blooming, it keeps blooming. Nectar after nectar after nectar. And I would keep going back to my mother's bush and back and back and back, and I couldn't get enough and I couldn't get enough. Yeah, it just keeps giving you the goods, you know? So there you go. There you go. Isn't that so interesting and kind of a head scratcher at the same time? The folklore is, no, you know, from far and wide, such different beliefs about it, but still, nectar outside, nectar inside, in different ways. I find that so interesting. Now, let's talk a little bit about the folk medicine. So, only the flower was used by early medicinal practitioners, as the leaves and berries are both toxic to humans. Now, between the 16th and 19th centuries, the flowers were infused with hot water, and for those suffering migraines, coughs, and asthma were encouraged to sit over the bowl with a cloth over their heads and breathe in the smell. And that would help them with their migraines or coughs or asthma. Now, a tea made from the flowers was also prescribed to detoxify the body and eliminate urinary disorders and kidney stones. And it was also ingested as an aid to soothe labor pains in women giving birth. Who knew? Now, the oil can be extracted from the bark and was often applied to skin to relieve the swelling from painful insect bites, and also to improve the flow of blood and relieve the discomfort associated with rheumatism. Interesting, huh? Now, modern medicinal properties. The flowers and leaves are used in traditional Chinese medicine in the form of tinctures and teas. The flowers and leaves have diuretic, antispasmodic, emetic, and laxative properties. The extracts are also used for digestive disorders, including pain, inflammation of the small intestine, helps to cure dysentery, upper respiratory tract infections, influenza, swine flu, and pneumonia and diabetes. Isn't that interesting? Now, the flowers have potential anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. Now, this makes it it's a powerful remedy that helps people suffering from arthritis and improves the body's immune response to reduce vulnerability from disease. So it builds that immune system up. Now, honeysuckle has also been helpful in improving respiratory health. Think about putting that cloth over you and inhaling the vapors, right? Even during serious illness. All from honeysuckle nectar. Who knew that sweet, sweet nectar was actually good for me? Who knew? Now on to those magical properties. The element is earth. The planet is Jupiter. The gender is masculine. And the day of the week it is most potent is Thursday. Now, I found some awesome spell work, you guys. Place a handful of honeysuckle blossoms in a bowl and place it under the full moon's light to make an infused moon water with energy to stimulate psychic sight and empower love spells. There you go. You can also float the flowers in a bath before a date to boost sex appeal. Rawr. Add the flowers to prosperity spells and charms to enhance the effectiveness of other herbs. You can think of it bringing out the nectar of other herbs. Anoint a green candle with diluted honeysuckle essential oil. Roll it in crushed honeysuckle flowers and burn to attract riches. Use dried honeysuckle in formulas to draw happiness and harmony to you. Draw that nectar to you. Burn the flowers as incense to remove obstacles and activate positive energy flow. The sweet fragrance of honeysuckle lifts thoughts to grant creative insight. Bruise the fresh flowers and rub them on your forehead before meditation to deepen connection to your higher self. Awesome. Now on to my personal uses. I only have one use, that I usually use honeysuckle oil for. And I use it in my I have two top selling oils. My back off bitch oil and my third eye oil. And I use honeysuckle essential oil in my third eye oil. Everyone loves the smell of my third eye oil, and it's because I put a lot of great smelling flowers that activate your psychic sense into it. I use juniper berry, honeysuckle, iris, jasmine, and a little bit of mugwort. The mugwort doesn't smell that great, but the jasmine, the iris, and the honeysuckle together, mwah, chef's kiss. This stuff will open up your third eye. It is great before divination sessions. It's also great before meditation, before trance, before astral travel. It is awesome. And I always sell out when I go to psychic fairs. I always sell out of this stuff. So I will put the hyperlink to this third eye oil down in the description box. Yeah, it's amazing. I love it. I use it myself. Oh, yes. Yeah, baby. So that was honeysuckle, one of my favorite scents in the world, one of my favorite tastes in the world. And I can't say enough good things about it. I miss having it. We have a honeysuckle arch, but it hasn't flowered in a while, and I'm sad about it. I am a little bit of a sad panda about it because it's awesome, and I wish it would come back. I may try and enchant the soil and see if I can coax it to come back, or see what I need to do. I may visit a nursery and see what I need to do to bring it back. I don't know. If you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments. I would really like to know how to bring my honeysuckle vines back. So please help me. Help a witch out, please. All right. Okay, you can visit my website at theveiledcottagewitch.com to order my herbal products, to set up a reading. You can schedule a service, a class, sign up for our workshops that we have going on all the time. Just make sure if you order products to punch in that code at checkout, all caps veiled, to get your free shipping. You don't want to miss out. Please like this video and hit that bell to get notifications so you don't miss any of my other videos. I'm always putting them out, so you don't want to miss those. If you'd like to financially support this channel, you can do that by buying me a coffee. All those details are down below, but you can just scan this QR code, but no pressure whatsoever. Other than that, live your best life and live for yourself. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.